Metro Atlanta Police Department now under fire for how it investigated an alleged attack and home invasion.
So what happened?
He kicked in the door. I ran. He choked me out.
An Atlanta News First investigation uncovered evidence that that woman may have fabricated.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Matthew and Carlene channel. Today we are covering a feminist who falsely accused a man in a wheelchair. So let's get into it.
Her story, investigative reporter Andy Parati found it led to the arrest of a man who says he is innocent.
536, just confirming you're advising signal 20, front door.
College Park police respond to a home in June 2024.
Oh, thank God.
Hi, how you doing?
After Catherine Jensen says her ex-boyfriend attacked her minutes before they arrived.
So what happened?
He kicked in the door. I ran. He choked me out. Tried to get the keys from my hand of my truck.
So he grabbed you by your neck?
Mm-hmm. Handle him myself. I'm too small.
You say he kicked the door in?
He did.
Charles Reed is the man Catherine claimed broke into her home and assaulted her.
She said I kicked in the door.
And why is that a problem?
Because I'm in a wheelchair and have been for 25 years.
Oh, come there.
Charles cannot move his legs. He's paraplegic following an accident when he was a teenager. Andrew Fleischman is Charles' attorney.
She describes that he's of average build.
Tall, short.
Average height.
That he has brown hair, that he's in black clothing.
So all black?
I want to say yes, sir.
But not that he's in a wheelchair. Never mentions it. And that is probably the number one thing you'd mention about somebody.
Especially as they're running away.
On foot.
I guess he took off on foot.
Charles and Catherine did date, but it was more than 20 years ago. They never kept in touch. He's been married for a decade with a newborn. And the day of the alleged attack, Charles says he was...
Okay everybody, thought I should point this out here. Notice the difference in living situations between the feminist and the man. Like, notice the differences here. The feminist, she is living in a tool shed. Like, she's literally living in a shack. Where the man, he has his entire life together. Like, he has a great house, devoted wife, child, you name it. It does not take much to put two and two together and figure out that the motive behind this whole thing was that the feminist is just infuriated about the idea that the man is a lot better off and, quite frankly, a lot happier not having her in his life. It really is. Like, she's just infuriated that, hey, you're not the prize you were led to believe. I, for one, can easily identify this because I've been through it multiple times firsthand as a passport bro. Not to this extent, mind you. Not to this extent. But I have dealt with the fact that because of the feminist movement, a lot of women here in the West, not all of them, but a lot of them, they don't really handle it all too well when reality sends them a cut and dry message. Hey, you're not as important to men as you were led to believe. You're just not.
Was at a dinner party with friends.
Did police contact you at all?
No, not at all. Not a single time.
You didn't get a phone call?
Not a phone call.
You didn't get an email?
Not an email. Not a visit.
No one questioned you about this?
Nope.
For 9 months, Charles says he had no clue officers had a warrant out for his arrest for aggravated assault until the federal government alerted him when he tried to renew his passport. So he emailed Officer McKinley Boletti and set up a time to meet at the police department last month.
Then I finally go up there literally knowing absolutely nothing about it. I essentially surrendered myself because I was that innocent.
According to the body camera video, Officer Boletti questioned whether he was actually disabled.
Unfortunately, you do have the warrant out for your arrest, so I'm going to have to place you into custody.
Is this a joke?
Charles warned the officer putting handcuffs on would likely make him fall because of his paralysis.
I'm sitting there literally exactly like this in my chair, and so he handcuffs me, and I'm like, hey, Like, just FYI, like, I can't move. I literally can't. I don't have muscle control.
It's too late.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I mean, I could have broken my hip and died, like, very quickly.
How did they respond?
They literally...
Hey guys, apologies for interrupting so soon, but I thought I should point this out here. I said this before on this channel multiple times, and I'll say it again. Are there men out there who use women for their bodies? Of course there are. The majority of them are called sex tourists. But hey, at least those men are being honest about it. You don't see any men using sex as a weapon to almost kill a guy who is in a wheelchair. Now do you? I know, in fact, I've never seen that. Have any of you? Please, mention it in the comments.
sat there and just watched me writhe on the ground.
The officer still didn't believe Charles was disabled. Neither did his supervisor, who never put his eyes on Charles before saying this.
It's a ruse, man. So, I mean, it's an obvious attempt to not to go to jail. So
A fellow officer disagreed.
Might need to call the district attorney's office, because if the door was kicked in, he didn't kick it in.
Finally, Officer Belletti admits he could be wrong.
Because now it's looking like she might have made a false report.
He started to hurt me about March of this year. And
A year before Catherine claimed Charles assaulted her, the Noonan Police Department, about 30 miles away, arrested her for theft and forgery after allegedly filing a false police report claiming someone stole from her. Fleischman says officers have access to a state database identifying prior arrests, but Officer Belletti never mentions Catherine's arrest record in the incident report.
I've never seen a case where somebody was so clearly innocent and it would take so little work to establish it, and nobody was willing to do the work.
it was a
Well, sir, you may not have seen it, but I have seen it. In fact, I think a lot of men have seen it here in the West multiple times for several decades now as a result of the feminist movement. After all, how many times have we seen a woman accuse a man of saying, hey, this man made me feel uncomfortable? How can men control a woman's emotions for her on her behalf? Or another example, how many times have we seen a woman accuse a man of saying, hey, he's not reading my social cues properly? Social cues are different for every single human being on the entire planet. There is no factable or logical way for anyone to identify that. There really is not. I've seen that multiple times. By all means, people, let me know if you've seen that multiple times in the comment section.
tumultuous relationship.
According to this email obtained by Charles' attorney, Catherine wrote to a College Park police detective this week asking to change her statement, writing, "My mental state and physical trauma in that moment worked to confuse me. Please contact me at your convenience so I can edit the information in the report and clear the name of an innocent man."
How's this impacted you?
Well, I haven't been able to leave my house in a meaningful way in 2 or 3 months, just out of fear that I'll be picked up for an arrest warrant.
Has the police department apologized?
Not a single bit. Haven't heard a word from them. In fact, we've been trying to get into communication with them repeatedly, both me and my lawyer.
Because ultimately, that's all we're asking for, just to be adults. Take responsibility when you make a mistake and try to fix it.
College Park Police did not respond to repeated requests for comment about this case. We reached out to Catherine Jensen. She also did not respond, but
All right, everybody, that's all we got time for today. If you like this content, by all means, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. It really helps us out. And to all you men out there, hey, you guys keep at it. We know you don't get enough credit. That's one of the biggest reasons why me and Carlene made this channel. You guys have a great time now, okay? Peace out.